Hi guys, so today we are going to start our new book and it is called Babe and Me. It's about baseball. I love baseball, big Reds fan. So I thought that maybe we would read a book about baseball this month. So, chapter 1, The Mystery. It's the greatest mystery in the history of sports. It's one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century, and I was the only person in the world who could solve it. These are the facts. The date, October 1st, 1932. The place, Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. The situation, the Chicago Cubs and the New York Yankees played Game 3 of the World Series on this day. In the fifth inning, Babe Ruth belted a long home run to a straightaway center field. This is the mystery. Did the Babe call his shot or not? According to legend, just before he hit that homer, Babe pointed to center field bleachers and boldly predicted he would slam the next pitch there. I've played a lot of baseball. Maybe you have too. Hitting a baseball is not easy. Hitting a baseball to one side of the field or to the other on purpose is very hard. And saying you're going to hit a home run on a specific pitch and to a specific part of the ballpark with the pressure on, well, that's just impossible. A batter who calls a shot like that is either incredibly lucky, crazy, stupid, or gifted. Maybe all four. The closest witnesses to Babe's called shot, the Cub and Yankee players, disagreed. Some said Babe called a shot, others said he was only pointing and yelling at the Cub pitcher, Charlie Root. Some said the whole story is a myth that the press dreamed up to glorify Babe Ruth. A few years ago, somebody found a fuzzy home movie of Ruth at the plate at that moment. He pointed all right, but it's impossible to tell exactly where he was pointing. People said it didn't matter if Babe caught a shot or not. All that matters is that he hit the home run. Well, it mattered to me. I wanted to know the truth. There was only one way for a human being to solve this mystery, to travel back to October 1st, 1932, and see what happened. The amazing thing is, I could do it. It was about 8 years ago, when I was 5, that I discovered baseball cards were sort of, magical to me. It was past my bedtime. I remember I was sitting at the table with my dad. This was before my mom and dad split up, before things got weird around the house. Dad was showing me his collection of baseball cards. He had hundreds, a few of them dating back to the 1920s. My dad never made a lot of money. Working as a machine operator here in Louisville, Kentucky, I think he spent all of his extra money on his two passions in life, fixing up old cars and buying old baseball cards. Dad loved his cars and cards. They were two of the things Dad and Mom argued about. Anyway, we were sitting there at the table, and Dad handed me an old card. That's Gil McDougald card from 1954, Dad said. He was my hero growing up. What a sweet swing he had. I examined the card as I held it in my right hand. I felt a strange tingling sensation in my fingertips. It didn't hurt, it was pleasant. It felt a little bit like when you brush your finger lightly against the TV screen when it's on. I felt vibrations. It was a little frightening. I mean, it was only a piece of cardboard, but it felt so powerful. Joe, my dad said, waving his hand in front of my face, are you okay? I dropped the card on the table. The tingling sensation stopped immediately. Yeah, I said uncertainly as I snapped out of it. Why? You looked like you were in a trance or something, Dad explained, like you weren't all there. I felt like I wasn't all there. He's overtired, my mom said, a little irritated. Will you stop fooling with those cards and let Joey go to bed? But I wasn't overtired. I didn't know it at the time, but a baseball card for me could function like a time machine. That tingling sensation was the signal that my body was about to leave the present and travel back through time to the year on the card. If I had held the card a few seconds longer, I would have been gone back in 1954 and landed somewhere near Gil McDougald. After that night, I touched other baseball cards from time to time. Sometimes I felt the tingling sensations, other times I felt nothing. Whenever I felt the tingling sensation, I dropped the card. I was afraid. I could tell something strange was going to happen if I held on to the card. I didn't know what would happen, and I wasn't sure. I wanted to find out. Gradually, I discovered that the year of the card determined whether or not it would cause a tingling sensation. Brand new cards didn't do anything. Cards from the 1960s to the 1990s didn't do much. But I could get a definite buzz from any card from the 1950s. The older the card, I discovered, the more powerful the tingling sensation was. One day, I got hold of a 1906 T206 Hannes Wagner card, the most valuable baseball card in the world. The tingling sensation started in an instant. I picked up the card. It was more powerful than it had been with any other card. For the first time, I didn't drop the card. As I held the ring Wagner card, the tingling sensation moved up my fingers and through my arms and washed over my entire body. As I thought about the year 1909, the environment around me faded away and was replaced by a different environment. It took about 5 seconds. In those 5 seconds, I traveled back through time to the year of 1909. What happened to me in 1909 is a long story, and I almost didn't make it back. After that, I didn't think I would ever travel through time with baseball card again. But once you discovered you've got a special power, it's hard not to use it. For a school project, I borrowed a Jackie Robinson card from a baseball card dealer and sent myself back to the year 1947. I nearly got killed in 1947, and my mom grounded me. She didn't make me stay in my room or anything like that, but she did make me stay in the present day. No more time traveling, she ordered. But like I said, when you've got a special power, you want to use it. All right, Chapter 2. Smash it, Stoshak, one of my teammates yelled as I pulled the batting glove. Hit one out of here so we can get out of here. I snorted. Nobody has ever hit a ball out of Dunfield, the park where most Louisville Little League games are played. It's not because the outfield wall is so deep. It's because it's so high. The plywood fence in the left center, and right field extends 20 or 30 feet off the ground. The wall is plastered with ads for just about every hardware store, car dealership, dry cleaner, or supermarket in Louisville. The Little League sold a lot of ads this year, so they made fences even higher to have a place to put them all. Casey Tyler, one of the kids on my team, hit a ball off the wall once. In left center, he only got a double out of it because the ball bounced right to the center field. I hit pretty good, pretty well, but I can't imagine hitting one out of Dunfield. Be aggressive, Joey, Coach Zipple hollered, cupping his hands around his mouth. That baseball is your worst enemy. Slam it. My team, the Yellow Jackets, was down by 2 runs. There were 2 outs on the bottom of the 6th inning, which all we play in the league for 13-year-olds. As I stepped into the batter's box, Casey Tyler took a lead off for second base. Kevin Duggery edged off third. Run on anything, Coach Zipple yelled. 2 outs. I pumped my bat back and forth a few times. The pitcher wasn't so tough. I had already signaled him. A solid hit would score both our runners and tie the game. An out of any kind would end the game, so our team losing. Smack one, Joey, my mom shouted. She was sitting in the mom section of the bleachers. That's where the moms sat. I don't think any of them are big baseball fans, but they like to get together and gossip and stuff while we play. The dads are usually around the field shouting encouragement and advice to us. Most of the dads show up for our games if they can. Even though he loves baseball, my dad has never been to one of my games. He says he can't get off from work, but I think it's really because he doesn't want to see my mom unless he has to. That sucks. All right. In fact, we lived only 250 miles from St. Louis, but my dad has never even taken me to a Cardinals game or any big league game. As I dug a cleat into third, I snuck a peek at the fielders. A bat lefty, so the defense had shifted to the right a little. The third baseman, I noticed, was playing almost right in the foul line and way back, just behind the third base bag. He wanted to keep Kevin close to the base. I knew he wanted to prevent a double or triple down the line. A thought flashed through my brain. I could drop a bunt in front of that guy and beat out. Kevin would score from third easily, and Casey would advance to third. It would take everybody by surprise. I didn't want to talk my idea over with Coach Zipple. If the other team saw me go over to him, they might suspect something was up. Besides, there was no time. The pitcher was going into his windup. I waited until the last possible instant to square around to slide my hand up the barrel of the bat. "He's laying one down," the coach of the other team screamed. The pitch was right over the plate, just where I like it. I held the bat out the way Coach Zipple taught us in our bunting drills. You're supposed to sort of catch the ball with the bat. The idea is to tap it just hard enough so that the catcher can't pounce on it, but softly enough so it stops far in front of the third baseman. It was a good bunt, I thought. When the ball hit the bat, I broke for first. The third baseman made a dash toward the plate as soon as he saw me squirming around the bunt. From the corner of my eye, I saw him reach down and scoop the rolling ball barehanded in one motion. He whipped it underhand toward first hand. He made a great play, but I thought I had hit it. I thought it had beat. He made a great play, but I thought I had it beat. As my foot hit the first base bag, I heard the ball pop into the first baseman's mitt. "Out!" bellowed the umpire. "That's the ball game." "What?" I yelled, turning around to find that I beat it out. I beat the ball to the bag. "Son, I had the best seat in the house," the ump said, "and you were out." "Oh, man!" The kids on the other team were pounding the third baseman on his back and congratulating him on his great play. My teammates just packed up their gear. Nobody gave me a hard time about it, but when I got back to the bench, Coach Zipple pulled me aside. "Why'd you bunt, Joey?" he asked, his arm on my shoulder. I could tell he was angry, but he was doing his best not to show it. The coaches in our league are supposed to encourage us, even when we mess up. "I saw the third baseman playing way back," I explained. "I thought I could drop a bunt in front of him." "But Joey, you're a good hitter. You could have tied the game for us with a hit. Even if you had been safe at first on bunt, we only would have scored one run. We needed two, and Frankie was up next." Frankie Maloney was our worst hitter. The coach didn't come out to say it, but we both knew there was no way Frankie would have driven in the tying run. That was my job. I messed up. "I hadn't thought of that," I admitted. "I'm sorry, Coach." "Don't be so afraid to take a big old rip at the ball, Joey," the coach advised me. "If you would only let loose, there's no telling how hard you might hit it." All the way home from the game, I sulked. The coach was right. I was too cautious. I wanted to hit the ball hard, but when the pressure was on and the pitch was coming in, something stopped me. So I usually took a heartfelt swing, or I thought up some excuse to bunt. "It was a beautiful bunt, honey," Mom said, trying to cheer me up as we pulled into our driveway. "You did the best you could." Mom doesn't understand baseball. Everybody makes an error from time to time, but there's no excuse for a guy to make a dumb decision like I did. I never should have bunted. I should have swung away. Mom just saw the play, not the strategy. My mom is Irish and my dad is Polish. Not that it matters or anything, but I thought you should know a little about me. Mom is a nurse at the University of Louisville Hospital. I don't have any brothers or sisters, though I guess I would have if my folks had stayed together. I've got a couple of cousins, but they live in Massachusetts and we hardly ever get together. "Your father is coming over after dinner," Mom said as she cleaned a carrot for dinner. "He says he has something he needs to talk to the both of us about." "What is it?" "He wouldn't tell me," Mom said, digging into the carrot a little harder than necessary. "I don't know why my parents got divorced. I'm not sure if my mom or dad knows either. One time I asked my mom about it. She said my dad was angry all the time. He would never say what was really bothering him, like it was some big secret or something. For years, Mom tried to get him to talk about what troubled him, but finally she decided that she couldn't live with him anymore. Dad lives in an apartment across town. He comes over to see me from time to time, but I don't feel at all comfortable with him. I guess I blame him for divorcing Mom, even if it was her idea." "How'd you do in your game today, Butch?" Dad asked when I opened the door. He always calls me Butch. I felt like telling him he could have seen for himself how I did if he had only come to the game, but I didn't want to set him off. "I did okay," I said unenthusiastically. "Got a hit. That's my boy." "What did you want to talk to us about, Bill?" my mom asked. She never liked to chit-chat with Dad. Dad shuffled his feet a little and looked down uncomfortably, a sure sign of bad news. "I got laid off again," he said finally. "Business is slow. They had to get rid of people. Naturally, I was the first to go. I got no luck." "You'll get another job, Bill," said Mom. "Yeah? What do you know? Who's going to hire me?" Dad's eyes flashed anger. It was like he was blaming Mom for losing his job when all she was trying to do was comfort him. "The newspaper is filled with ads for guys who do what you do," Mom tried again. "Sure, if I want a crummy job that pays nothing." Mom sighed. When Dad got into one of these moods, there was nothing anyone could say or do that would make him cheer up. Wearily, Mom took out her checkbook and started writing. "I didn't come here to ask for money, Terry. Just take it," Mom said, handing him a check. He ripped the check in half and handed it back to her. "Joe," Dad said, turning to me, "do you still have that old Babe Ruth card I gave you a while ago?" "Sure, Dad." "Would you be really upset if I asked for that back?" It must have been really tough for him to ask that. He gave that Ruth card to me as a present when I turned 12. He must be selling off his card collection, I figured. He must need money pretty badly. "Don't ask Joey to return a gift," Mom lectured him. "I'll lend you the money." "Quiet, Terry." "I'll get the card," I said. "I keep my older, more valuable cards in clear plastic holders. This is partly to protect them and partly because I get that tingling sensation when I touch them. I wouldn't want to send myself back through time accidentally." The Ruth card was the gem of my collection. It was from 1932 and very rare. My dad got the card for next to nothing from some old lady who'd sold her husband's old card collection after he died. She had no idea it was valuable. The card was in good condition. I looked it up in a book once, and the book said it was worth tens of thousands of dollars. I didn't want to give the card back. Someday, I thought, I would use that card. My dad had told me the story of the called shot many times. It fascinated me. Someday, I thought, when my mom felt I was old enough, I would travel through time again. I would see with my own eyes whether or not if Babe caught his famous home run in the 1932 World Series. If I gave the card back to Dad and he sold it, I would never get the chance. That's when I came up with an idea. I ran down the stairs with the Ruth card in my hand. Mom and Dad were standing around awkwardly trying to make small talk. "Instead of giving you the card," I suggested, "what if we use it?" "What do you mean, use it?" Mom asked suspiciously. "You mean use it and go back in time?" Dad asked. "Yeah, I could go back to 1932 and bring back a bunch of cards. You'd make a lot more money than if you just sold this one." "Absolutely not," my mother exclaimed. "We talked about this, Joey. I won't have you going back in time anymore." "Aw, Mom. Why not?" Dad asked. "Because it's too dangerous. That's why not," Mom explained. "What if Joey got stuck in 1930s or killed?" "I'm not going to get killed," insisted. "Please, Mom." "No." "I do not want to give the card back," I protested. "It will be easy for me just to travel to the 1932, grab some old baseball cards, and bring them back with me. Dad could sell them for a lot of money." "You see what you started?" Mom glared at Dad. "What did I do?" Dad asked, holding his hands up innocently. "You started him on the stupid card collecting." "It's not stupid," I chimed in. "Well," Dad said, "what if I went back with you, Joe?" "You mean back to 1932?" I asked. "Yeah, can we do that? Can you take someone with you?" "I don't know," I admitted. "I'd never tried to take anyone with me." "You hardly spend any time with Joey in the present," Mom complained. "You expect to take care of him in the past?" "I'm unemployed now," Dad said. "I got plenty of time. I'll take good care of the boy, Terry. I am his father." Mom shook her head and let out a sigh. "How long will it take?" she asked. "A few days," I replied. "I'll give you 3 days," she told Dad. "If Joey's not back in 3 days, I would never let you take him anywhere again." Big deal, I thought. He hardly ever takes me anywhere anyway. "We'll be back," Dad said. "I promise." I had mixed feelings about taking Dad back and time with me. It would be awkward hanging out with him, I knew, but it might give us a chance to get to know each other again, too. And who knew? Maybe I would be able to find out why he was so angry all the time. I walked Dad to the door and asked him when we would leave for our trip in 1932. He said tomorrow. I hope you guys are starting to like that. Pretty interesting book, pretty cool concept that you can hold a card and time travel. That would be really cool to do. So stay tuned or just wait for our next video and you will see me read some more chapters. Thanks, guys.